Party Crashers is sometimes educational. What the hell did they say with my voice? So, the falsification of evidence in a court of law. How do you beat it? You can't, right? That's why it's banned. That's what I've gathered from Ace Attorney. But how do you even find out? It's only possible if there's a way to make it apparent, right? So here's my challenge to you. How good are you? Let's find out. So I had to say this straight off the bat. This is not 300. This is 1. I'm not asking anyone to join me because I'm guaranteed to lose. On the off chance there's anyone out there who will end up wanting to do anything for me, there is one thing I'd like to ask you to do. If you see the person that I'm doing this for, I want you to do one nice thing for them and then walk away. If they ask you why, say no reason. That's it. I would appreciate it. Thank you. My intention when watching that movie was not to send a message. The reason I watched it was because it was a meme back in 2010 on Roblox, and I only knew about the messenger part, and I randomly remembered it. This guy's resemblance to the God King is funny, but it is complete coincidence. Nothing else. Another thing I need to address. I am not a fox because I open my mouth. If what I have to say changes your perspective and you refuse to accept it, it does not make me a fox. It just means you people think like goddamn retards. So don't go calling me that when the only thing you seem to be capable of believing is deception. So, I didn't even realize this before, but there seems to be a massive problem. Yeah, I thought you knew this already. This does not start because of the minor thing. This started because of piracy. And this guy's gonna keep lying about that, right? So here's the thing. Buy more than one. This is a joke made in a Party Crashers Monopoly video referring to XQC's Market Watch game in early 2020. In this game, I bought only stacks of NASDAQ, which skyrocketed me to rank 20. And then the next day, I only bought stocks of gold because I was too lazy to figure out what to get. And I lost everything. This is a simulation of a stock market. I was being punished bunny ears before I met the miner, and that is how I know for sure. So, I've I've accepted that you will never accept any slight to this guy's actions. So, what if I criticize the consequences instead? So I'm going to bring up a bunch of issues that I believe he wants you to ignore. Don't. Do not let him take advantage of this. Do not let anyone ever. So, my original plan was to engage this guy in a sort of political battle. Yes? But I hate politics. I'm not good at that sort of thing. And the thing is, the fact that this guy keeps trying to intimidate me reassures me that I'm doing the right thing. But like, don't flatter yourself. It didn't work. What actually stopped me from starting this the first time was the schizo mindset you implanted into me. My right earplug fell out of my ear into the toilet while I was in the washroom. So before I started, I ended up rethinking whether or not my script would do anything for the person I'm doing this for. And then I realized it didn't. It wouldn't. So now, instead of trying to face you in your own territory, I'm going to do this my way. And that, I think, is the best way to show you I mean it. Early on, I was going to say this. You basically mind raped the person I am doing this for, which pisses me the hell off. Whatever you drilled into them is probably another string of goddamn lies, because that's all you're capable of doing. Like, if you're going to turn them against me, at least have the decency to tell them the truth. But I suppose decency is impossible for you when you don't even have the decency to do anything but leech off your countrywide paycheck. But the thing is, that would have backfired tremendously. This next part is it's addressed to all the streamers and content creators. So the part I want to bring up is this. Do you think you are immune to this? Other than the GIFs, did any of you actually see a problem with the way I edited my videos? You all would have haters. How sure are you that there is no passable excuse that would allow them to do this to you? And let me make this clear. Do they even need one? I hope you are aware that this guy is genuinely capable of making one up. And I believe he has shown that to you when he doctored my audio. So the thing about this is, you may trust this guy never to do this to you. But do you think he is the only one who will ever be able to do this? What if the only thing a person needs to do to be able to do this is join the police force? And you realize this guy is probably going to teach people how to do this, right? So, yeah, let me make this clear. People like this, they don't need a real excuse. I am being framed as a YouTuber who contributes nothing to society. You've seen me make my videos. You know I am being framed. So I think you should take this a little bit more seriously. The next part though, it goes like this. I have a proposal for you. This should be outlawed. When I am gone, maybe you can do something about this. Yes? So like, I know you like to mock me for the person I am doing this for, but I have just given you a very valid reason to do this just for yourselves. I appreciate that you coming together almost stopped this for me, and I owe you a debt for that, and I'm not asking you to do it again for me. If you were to come together again, I think you can do what I'm suggesting. This next part, it's addressed to the younger people, or it's about them anyway. Namely, I guess people like the ones on Roblox. So, the part I want to bring up is this. I implied that this guy assumes that 9-year-olds are capable of rational thought. I belittle this to defend myself, but it is correct. This guy will literally indoctrinate you if you disagree with his opinion too much, because most of his justification is lies. So perhaps in the future, regarding your brain capacity, maybe don't support someone who doesn't support your ability to use it. So, I know the reason you probably don't care that much is because you agree with his opinion, right? Here's the thing though. What happens when you don't? So, because it doesn't seem like I can use this guy as an example for some reason, I'll say it like this. People like this, if you disapprove of something they do, and you call them out for it, do you want them to silence you for it? They already have the power to, and have demonstrated the willingness to use it. So, like, here's the thing. What happened to the people who thought they were my fans who stood up for me? I know a lot of you are afraid of this guy. So like, maybe in the future, don't let people like this do that to you. Because once it starts, will it ever stop? After night, they hate me, right? They were nice to me once and they were taken down. Keep that in mind. So like, the thing about this one is, it's a matter of trust, right? You trust this guy not to mess with you. But like, what I just mentioned, is it worth the risk? Now regarding that, trust, I want to talk about the person I'm doing this for. I want to make it clear why I say I completely trust them. I completely trust their intentions. So, the thing about what they did for me is, there was no reason for it, because I know they weren't a fan, because they hated me before. And if it was just out of pity, they didn't have to go out of their way to defend me after. The thing about this is haven't other people done stuff like that for you? Why are you only so motivated now? And the thing about that is, well again, it's like motive. One in particular, just being nice, I talk about later. The other ones I mentioned, out of pity, because they thought I were a fan, or maybe just because, you know, they want to deceive me. One scenario in particular that I do want to talk about, because I think I've heard people mention this one. It's the apprenticeship, yeah. So, the initial intention may have been pure, but what I want to bring attention to is if they followed through with it. The thing is, I'm pretty sure the stipulation for like doing nice things for me is they have to make, what, jokes about the situation or about me. Yeah, so like after they do that, I obviously have reason to doubt them, right? Well, it sounded like they believed what they were saying, but that's not the point. The thing about the person I'm doing this for, it was obvious they didn't want to. So like the thing with this person, I didn't even notice. Yeah. I don't know if that was intentional, but I never noticed until I edited the video. And in case you didn't either, I actually want to bring up what they did. So, there's this dude this NPC is like laying back on a chair. He answers the question, how do I start raids? She kind of just went up to that for like 2 seconds for no reason. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's obvious what they were implying. Yeah, I didn't see that. And then they kept talking to this unlucky guy. He's holding a chalky box. That's Pocky, I think. I'm pretty sure that's to call me then. But I thought they were just telling me they ran out of cheese, which is a currency in that game. And then the other thing, the thing they were doing on the gambling table, the crown and the diamond, I don't know what that means. I don't know if they know that, but yeah, usually there's like a specific number or something. What they did meant absolutely nothing to me. So that's why I completely trust them. As for the apprenticeship, I had to leave. The reason I gave was that basically I couldn't do the job that they were asking me to do, which is true, and that's why I stopped studying it. The actual reason I left though is because I was being framed, but that's besides the point. That's just so you don't call me out for my wording. Anyway, the reason I gave. Do you have any reason to believe I'm lying about that? No, right? But the thing is, me saying that, would you believe I said that just to deceive you? And that's what I want to talk about next. Intentions and poison. That's how I refer to this, and I want to use an analogy to, I think it's an analogy, to explain it. And imagine this. There's a person, they drop a ball. This other person, they pick it up. They see that, they drop it, and they pick it up. Now imagine this. The screen cuts to black. You can't see anything anymore. Why? Don't read into it, it's a hypothetical. So, yeah. So you don't know what they're about to do with the ball. They could return it to the person who dropped it, and that would make them kind, yeah? Or they could keep it for themselves, and that would make them selfish. But because you don't know what they did, how do you determine which one it is? Their intention, right? So, again, if they give the ball back to the person that dropped it, they're kind. But if they keep it for themselves, they're selfish. So, imagine this. Imagine you can see where the ball ended up. The screen, the black, disappears. And you can either see the ball is back in the person who dropped its pocket, which makes the person who picked it up kind, or the ball is still in the pocket of the person who picked it up, which would make them selfish. There's another scenario that would make them selfish, however, or make them look selfish anyway, and that's if the ball is nowhere to be seen. So imagine this. One person drops a ball, and then another sees that, picks it up, the the screen cuts to black. While the screen is black, this person moves to return the ball. But the ball has disappeared. Why? Don't read into it. It's a hypothetical. Anyway. So, they wanted to return the ball. But for some reason, it's gone. So, imagine this, yeah? The screen comes back. You can see again. The ball is nowhere to be seen, and the person who picked it up is walking away. You'd assume they're selfish, right? Because naturally, where's the ball? So their intention was to return the ball, but because they didn't, and that's what you see, you assume that it wasn't, correct? What I want you to think about is this. Imagine there's a reason the ball disappeared. So, what if the reason the ball disappeared is because another person took it? How? Don't read into it. It's a hypothetical. But anyway. So yeah, imagine this. One person drops a ball, another sees it and picks it up. The screen cuts to black. During this time, a third person somehow takes the ball and shucks it away somewhere it would never be found. The ball can never be returned. And just imagine they disappear. So the screen comes back. The person who picked it up walks away because they can't return the ball. Yeah, so they look selfish. This is what I refer to as poison. It makes the person's intentions look worse than they actually are. What if it was the other way around? What if, instead of a third person making a kind intention look selfish, a third person made a selfish intention look kind? So imagine this. A person drops a ball, and another sees this and picks it up. The screen cuts to black. This person has no intention of returning the ball, and with it they walk away. For the sake of this example, just say the person leaves it somewhere instead of actually keeping it. Why? Don't read into it, it's hypothetical. But anyway, so a third person picks up the ball that the person who picked it up left and puts it into the pocket of the person who dropped it. This person disappears, the screen comes back, and you see the ball is back in the pocket of the person who dropped it. So the person who picked it up, they look kind, right? But their intention was selfish, technically. Yeah, so I refer to this as a positive poison. Yeah, so there's the negative poison, which makes a kind intention look selfish, and this positive poison, which makes a selfish intention look kind. Now, imagine this. This positive poisoner. Imagine they're put in the same situation as the person who picked up the ball. Another person, not the same one, just cause, drops the ball. and the positive poisoner sees this and picks it up. The screen cuts to black. During this time, a third person takes the ball. Well, let's say it's like this. The positive poisoner puts the ball back in the person who dropped its pocket. This third person takes that ball out of that person's pocket and puts it back into the positive poisoner's pocket. That third person disappears. The screen comes back, and you see that the ball is in the positive poisoner's pocket. The positive poisoner looks selfish, yes? So, these are all, if this were to be used to represent a situation, it wouldn't be one for one, obviously. You know, a different scenario, no ball. But basically, I'm certain this is how he turned the person I'm doing for against me. And this guy wants to normalize this in law enforcement. So, this next part, this one addresses the hero stuff, but I'm gonna omit the hero stuff. What I want to talk about, this is for context, by the way. This part anyway. Here, this is how it goes. I'm assuming this guy made himself known as a police officer and then went around spreading slander about me all throughout the city. Did no one think this was weird? This guy dismissed it as a prank when I found out years later. But when I was showing visible signs of insanity, making police reports, did no one think he was crossing the line? And how exactly did you justify him muting my microphone twice when I tried calling the police because I didn't know what was happening? So this is me trying to explain this guy's behavior when I was in the city of Winnipeg. The next part, that part was needed for context for this. It goes like this. The only thing I did in that city that was actually condemnable was steal that open box of donuts that I already mentioned. If anything else actually happened in that city, I'd suggest it is obvious it is the corrupt police officer who never does what he is supposed to, who had something to do with it. I know you like to condone dipshittery, like the way you condoned the videos taken of a patient in a hospital bathroom. But is blaming me a justifiable excuse for all of it? I assume you are among the people who are shitting on me for not taking accountability for my actions. I'm going to believe that you are not stupid enough to actually think I commit a crime every time I go outside. It does not matter if this guy did not actually do it himself. This is what I want to bring to your attention. Would it have happened if it wasn't for him? I'm going to repeat this. I know you like to condone dipshittery in the way that you condone the videos taken of a patient in a hospital bathroom. But is blaming me a justifiable excuse for all of it? Are you going to let him get away with not taking accountability for his? That being said, I want to establish the absolute truth about the city of Winnipeg from my perspective, because I think I owe you that. So, the city of Winnipeg, from what I saw, is not racist. If it is, I did not see it. It's just full of assholes. There. So, yeah, I know a lot of people have said this. Just the best and the worst people thing. So, I am contributing to helping people know what the city is actually like. And the thing is, people like this, so people still want to go. On the internet, we call that based, so don't complain. I also wanted to say, there's a lot of nice people in Winnipeg. I belittled this before. I said, the worst people in Winnipeg are so bad that normal people look like saints, but yeah, that's not true. I want to make sure that you realize that I actually remember, so I'm gonna bring a couple of those, the ones I saw up. The woman on the bus that helped me out when I was being filmed. The people who rode their bikes along with me when I was commuting, and this one person who helped me cross the street when I was returning my viola. Yeah, a viola, not a violin. Yeah, I wish I waved or something. Yeah, I always regret that. Yeah. And then, of course, the person who tried to bring up the videos of the hospital bathroom. Yeah, I owe you a lot. I never would have found out if it wasn't for you. I hope me doing this makes up for it at least a little. What I want to talk about now is a lot of people did nice things for me here, yeah? Shouldn't it have motivated me the same way that the person I'm doing this for did? So the thing is, well, yeah, I don't know if you'll ever believe this. Yeah, I didn't know about the stream, yeah? So, but even still, what makes this person different is this. Were there any risks associated with what they did? So, the person who called out the hospital bathroom thing, yeah, I don't think anyone would ever give them flack for that, right? And then the people outside, or the others, basically. That probably wasn't being streamed, right? So the thing about this person is, yeah, everyone is watching, yeah? And they know they're gonna get punished if they make it too obvious. And it's obvious they were trying to be discreet. The way they spun, like, underneath the gambling table. If you're listening, you're the only other person I know that would do that besides me. So like, just wanted to know, like, yeah, like I resonate with you with like more than I have with anyone else. Just saying. Anyway, they went through. They put themselves at way more risk, you know, or at all. They went way farther than they ever needed to, especially because, again, they defended me after. They could have just backed off, right? Like, if it was just out of pity, they wouldn't have had to do that. So that's why I'm so motivated. But like, a person like that, like, how can I not do this for you? What I also want to bring up is there actually are some people in Winnipeg that I think did end up facing some risk. And what I want to bring attention to is the shops I frequented. But namely, one in particular. So the last time I saw this one, I went to make a purchase like usual. I actually described this in the blogger post I made, but the thing is, I think this guy deleted it. I couldn't find it. So yeah, so I was going to make a purchase, and then this person started, the cashier, the one I normally see, they started shaking their head, like left and right, like they're looking for something. Or someone. This sounds like they're being threatened, right? And before you suggest it, why would they do that? To look for a person that is right in front of them. I'd suggest to an obvious who that might have been. The thing I mentioned before, the videos taken of me in a hospital bathroom. I wanted to suggest something to the hospital. I think you should remove those. So, what I'm about to say is, well, yeah, it's in relation to this. Yeah, so that's a mental ward, and I was admitted, yeah, so like, this should hold some weight. People having to think about that is going to make them crazy. You saw me covering those cameras, right? So, you know I'm telling the truth about this. People shouldn't have to think about stuff like that happening to them. You should remove those if you haven't already. I really hope you do. Okay. So, this next part. This is in reference to AI. So, I suggested that, like, I don't know when, I'm pretty sure people have heard me saying this, that, yeah, no, you definitely have. Eventually, AI will be able to be used to falsely incriminate people. So, in the script I had for this, I was gonna say this. The audio he altered, that means this guy. This guy. video I was making to make me say, damn it, I lost. I have never said it like that in my goddamn life. So that was no sound database. But the thing is, that wasn't obvious to me at first. Was it even apparent to any of you? So the thing about this is, obviously, that's just my word, right? But there's actually something you should be able to identify right away. So, you like to call me a Christian girl, correct? I think there's a very obvious problem. So, you'd be able to argue that maybe it's not obvious, but if you take that into account, it is apparent, yes? I didn't even realize this until way later. So, there's something that is super obvious, but apparently it's not apparent to any of you. The channel that existed before the minor, if there are multiple, all of them, they're not mine. I don't use my camera because I don't care about my appearance. There's this fur sweater I used to wear in high school. I know people know this because I've heard them talk about it. I wore it for the fur, yeah? And everyone who's like seen me regularly, they know my dress sense is dog shit. This should be obvious to all of you. But this is a fact you are unwilling to accept, correct? And I was thinking of how to address this, and then I realized the problem is this. This is a fact. This is already a problem. The other thing I was gonna say in relation to this, it's addressed to well, the audience, and it goes like this. How many of you listening have children? This is in reference to me doing this for the person I'm doing this for, by the way. I regularly hang out with the next generation. The person I'm doing this for is easily the best of them. Why are you surprised I care? And then I was gonna yell this other part. Why don't you? So the thing about this is, you have tried, yeah? Just check on Roblox? Yeah. The thing about this is, the thing about to bring up very soon, this doesn't address it. I'm no programmer or hacker. Don't give me flack about my word choice. You know what I mean? But I have read this several times. If it can be done, it can be undone. And what I want to bring to your attention is, while this may stop me, what is it going to do later? I'll explain this very soon. What I want to say now, though, is if you laughed at this guy making jokes like saying this, who do I go for next? about you caring about your children. I don't think you do. I know this guy is never going to receive punishment for this. What I'm going to say though is this. How many people are going to want to do the same thing this guy did? Because the only thing they know, the only thing they need to do this to get away with it is have an excuse. How many people in the next generation will want to do this for a living because they know that the only thing they need to do to get away with it is have an excuse? Do you know what types of people those are going to be? And let me make this apparent to you, because apparently it isn't. In the future, they will not need a real excuse. So, did none of you ever read 1984? So everyone in my English 30-1 class, I know you're all against me, so I'm going to say this. What is wrong with you? Did you understand nothing? No matter how much anybody butters you up, you do not give anyone the opportunity to do this to you. It does not matter how much you hate any one person. You do not let anyone live in fear of having this happen to them. I can't believe I have to say this. So, how many of you listening have children? You probably love to mock me for the person I am doing this for, but I regularly hang out with the next generation. And this person I am doing this for is easily the best of them. Why are you surprised I care? Why don't you? I don't want this to happen to the person I am doing this for, ever! So, people being able to do things like this is the future you are refusing to accept. You are focusing all your attention on me because you perceive me to be a threat. But the thing is, you think I'm the hacker, right? Then why are you doing nothing to address the longer-term problem? The person I'm doing this for. They spoke up for me when I never would have asked them to. So now, I'm speaking up for them, even though I know they would never ask me to. And what I want to say is, we did this without exchanging a single word, yeah? Words. They can solve disagreements and conflicts pretty quickly, right? Just as long as both people are willing to listen. And I'm sorry that I made that so hard on Roblox these days. But you know what I like about Roblox? What I like about Roblox is the ability to make friends without saying a goddamn word. I explained this before, right? I made a lot of friends without saying anything at all. Because I was able to communicate my intention. And they understood it. So, the intention to speak up on someone's behalf. The intention of wanting to spend time with someone that, without context, without any of the words, that says a lot more than a lot of words would say. This person I'm doing this for, they gave me this power. And this power, it's allowed me to do a lot of these things that I never would have been able to do before. I think, yeah, this is undeniable. I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever known me knows I never would have done something like this, right? And the only reason I was able to bring myself to is because I completely trust this person, their intentions. Like, they did something like what they did for me. So like, I know for sure that I want to do something like this for them. With this thing they gave me, power. It's the reason why I want to protect this person. This person is the future I want to protect. And I think everyone can agree with me on this because they're on your side now, yeah? This person is worth protecting. What I want to say next is this. This dipshit obviously had never had any intention of being civil with me. But I think there are enough people out there who are receptive enough to anyone but me to make it worth trying to be open, because like people like the person I'm doing this for, they're worth looking for. If you're able to keep yourself open to express the willingness to communicate, this power that allowed me to make this, I think you might be able to find something like that for yourself too. I want to establish something, just in case. Did you hear anything? The thing is, this guy can edit it, so maybe, I don't know, maybe he could put something there. But basically what I wanted to establish is this. If there's a chance that I'm actually saying what I'm thinking, just in my mind, without ever using my mouth, audibly, I wanted there to be some sort of proof of it, just in case there's any chance that I just cannot hear it and I'm actually crazy. What I said, it's 4 words, and the last word, it rhymes with appeal. So, if you heard anything, well, that's how you'll know. This check, I feel like I might have to talk about, why I don't want to do it myself. So, the question is this, yeah. You're gonna have to get this through your heads. I'm obviously being framed. What is, like, the number one way to do that, considering all the accusations on Roblox? This. I didn't want this. It didn't actually occur to me before that, chat's like split into groups now, so I'm not sure I would even be able to see, or they wouldn't even be able to see what I'm writing. But like, the thing about this guy, he's a hacker. So I'm assuming that if he's going to do what I assume he will use that to find a way to frame me. I could be wrong about that, and it's just that my face is already on another account and he's done the most egregious shit on it. And the moment I do the check myself, I don't even know what would result in it, but you obviously want me to do it, so yeah, I'm not interested in finding out. But regarding what I said before about him being a hacker and circumventing the check, or not even that, the restriction, that's something I want to talk about. So, in the future, I feel like this is obvious to you now. People are obviously going to want to be able to do what this guy did to me, correct? Meaning, they're going to learn how to hack, or at least program. And if they have the technical aptitude to do this, has it not occurred to you, they would also have the aptitude to circumvent the check. This check obviously helps in the short term to stop, you know, me. What I want to bring to your attention though is this check, stuff like this check, is a band-aid that will eventually amount to nothing if you don't address the actual problem. And it is in relation to this guy, no matter how much you don't like it. Cybersecurity. And I'm not talking about just on Roblox, alright? I'm talking about in general. If you want to be able to stop things like what I did to that miner, perhaps if you want to do something about that in the future, regarding the danger I just presented to you, perhaps you should make things like what's happened to me, you know, have actual enforceable repercussions, so you can actually do something about it. I want to talk about being corny. Yeah, so I brought this up before. Well, of course not here, another video recording on the Internet Archive, not some other channel. Okay, anyway, I want to be like this guy in the the game Yakuza Like a Dragon, or the series Kasuga. He says the corniest things with a straight face. So the reason I want to be able to do things like that is because I want to make people laugh, but I also want them to know that I mean it. Because, well, that sounds like the coolest thing ever. So, yeah. The reason I actually wanted to bring this up is this. I'm obviously going to die soon, yeah? It's inevitable. Everyone knows this. So what I want to say is, why don't you just let people enjoy things? Those last 4 words. I want to bring up that most of you would never ever think of those 4 words in your life, and I want you to feel stupid for it. Okay. I want to talk about me recording these at nightfall. So there's one obvious reason, but I want to talk about the other. So you've kept telling me the person I'm doing this for wants to talk to me. So I'm not sure if you actually realize this. Do you realize your time zone is like completely different? Every time you've told me this, it's dead in the afternoon. I usually see this person at night. The thing about their, I only know their handle. It's misspelled English. So like, yeah, they're obviously not around America. Well, I'm sure it's obvious now. The other reason I want to do this at night, it's because part of me thinks they might want to listen to this. The reason they changed their mind, I established this. I didn't do anything, right? But something must have made them change their opinion of me. And maybe it's nothing from me, but it's probably something that I said, right? And the thing is, that also would be nothing, because I've never said anything that's special. Like, the thing I addressed to my fans, or what I thought were my fans. The thing about that is, well, after that, I started making videos that were the ones I would make, right? Because I thought, you know, I thought they'd like that, but basically, again, this may sound like they must have did that out of pity, what they did for me, but no, because they wouldn't have defended me afterward, would they? And the thing is, they also stayed on my side for a while. I know that because this guy taunted me over it. down, so I guess I'm gonna talk about it. The I completely trust you thing. I didn't actually realize this for a while, but yeah, I didn't come up with this. This came from Genazod, right? I didn't realize. I don't think the way I explain it is what you meant. I wonder what your interpretation is and how different it is to mine. I don't believe that is how you would have described, well, why you said it to me, about me. So, I'm probably gonna get banned for this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like guaranteed. Since, I haven't actually said everything I'm going to say yet. Yeah. If you do, Roblox, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't. And, what I wanted to say is, I've given you words before, but I feel like I should give you a little more. Just, you obviously weren't against me the whole time. You probably are now. I don't blame you. So, I have this whole artful theme going on now. So, like, I kind of wanted to give you some, artful parting words. Why? I'm not sure. It just felt right. So, here. Times change, yeah. But no matter how much time passes, I hope that things always turn out well for you. I don't know why I felt so compelled to tell you this, but I did want you to hear it, so, there you go. My devotion to the person I'm doing this for is unmistakable, right? But, how do I make it apparent that I'm doing this solely for this person and not to prolong my life? Because if I feel like if I don't make this clear, you're not gonna listen to me. I'm going to make this as abundantly clear as I can. Does this guy need to be able to do this? What I mean is, not end my life, but anyone else's after. What I brought up before, about him going vigilante, during those times that I mentioned, would anyone have complained? What I said he did instead, that's a fact. I don't know if you'll ever accept that. But yeah, did anyone complain? If he wasn't even a police officer, would anyone have complained? What's stopping anyone else after this from doing this to someone else just by joining the police force? What right do you have to condemn them for doing this as well if they give you an excuse? I gave this guy an excuse, right? And I think the number one thing you are probably thinking every time I use that word is, why are you using the word excuse and not reason? Let me make this abundantly clear to you. I use the word excuse because this is not the reason this happened. In the future, people like this won't need a real excuse. As a matter of fact, right now, people like this don't need a real excuse. But that is something you are unwilling to accept. So let me change my wording. Next time this happens, people like this won't need a real excuse if they can make up the reason. Next time this happens, people like this won't need a real reason if they can make up the excuse. I don't know if you're listening to this song. CBE. I don't care how much you hate me. I don't care if you just think that I'm a pervert who wants you to let me pound you, because I know that's what they made you think. I am not looking for another Tajri and Rana. I'm not going to let this happen to you. So, to everyone listening, is there not someone in your life, probably younger, that you would say that to? It doesn't matter if that person doesn't even know you. I think everyone does. Why not listen to me about this for them? Why let this guy talk you out of it? Why let anyone be able to do this to people? Why should they be able to? Why should you risk the people you care about for this? The things I suggested, do it for them. Nothing this guy tells you should make them worth the risk. So this last part, it basically guarantees that I'm going to get banned. I don't blame you, Roblox, again. Yeah, so I heard something. You probably wanted me to hear it. Years for causing people to mistrust the police. I have only ever had beef specifically with this guy. But here's the thing. When I was volunteering, before I continue, I want to say something. All those volunteering things I went to, none of them did anything bad to me, and I don't want you to insinuate it. So I'm making that clear. When I was volunteering, I saw some news thing. The chief of police was pressured into resigning and ousted, basically. So you had a mutiny or something. So if that means that this guy that I've been referring to this whole time is actually the entire police force, I'm going to say this so no one else has to. And so the person that I'm doing this for can hate me for the truth. In this city, the city of Calgary, can you trust the police?
No.
This schizo epidemic needs to end. I don't think you understand how easy it is for people to take advantage of you when you overthink every little thing. Take it from me. If you have anyone in your life you can trust, keep them close, or at least stay in touch. You understand me? If you ever get plunged into the deep end, I feel like that's the only way you're gonna find your way back. But if you don't have that, maybe this will help. Don't give people like this a reason. Don't give people like this an excuse. And for what it's worth, I wouldn't want you to.